Hidden across America, there's certain pockets of trout fishing that people just often overlook. It's a misconception to think that trout fishing is reserved for the Rocky Mountains or the Smoky Mountains. Here in Missouri, we have some of the best trout fishing I've ever experienced. As far as being able to get away from people and experience some big fish in some of the most scenic areas of the country I've ever been in.
We do have, I think some of the finest trout fishing anywhere, and I have fished from coast to coast for trout, and I don't know anywhere I'd rather be than right here on the Current River trout fishing. Some of the streams in Missouri were stocked back in the late 1800s. In fact, I have a relative, my grandfather, who is responsible for stocking some trout back in the 1920s, in some of his favorite spring-fed streams. He was a railroad depot agent, and when the trains would come by with those cream cans filled with fingerling trout, he'd ask his buddies to drop a few here and there along the way, and others were doing the same. So there are streams here that were stocked in the late 1800s, have never been stocked since, that have nice rainbow trout populations that are what we would consider wild trout.
Tucked away down in the Ozarks, we've got some rivers that are wild trout fisheries. The North Fork of the White, the 11 Point, or I'd put those rivers up against any rivers that I've fished as far as the total package. Lots of fish, big fish, beautiful scenery, and hardly any crowds. You know, there's hidden pockets of trout all across the state. And yesterday we were fortunate to meet a guy that clued us into a secret spot, a little spring creek, the kind of spring creek that people would pay $100 a day in a rod fee to fish in the Paradise Valley in Montana. You can walk in through the National Forest here in Missouri for free, and we landed 3 or 4 fish over 4 or 5 pounds. It's an incredible experience to hook into a fish that size on a fly rod and know that they're really unpressured fish. You can get in there and they're growing big and they're catchable. It's an incredible thrill to hook into a fish like that in a small, crystal clear stream on lightweight equipment. I mean, as far as numbers of fish and quality of fish, this is as good as it gets. It's the way the fog is lifting in the morning and the water quality and clarity. It just makes for one of the most scenic, unpressured fisheries in the country.